The Grow My Cleaning Company podcast helps owners of cleaning companies just like you to grow your company and yourself so you can make more money and finally get the time and money freedom that probably got you into this business. Discover how to automate and create systems that allow you to grow like crazy without losing control. If you dig the show and want to show some love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. It really helps. Enjoy the show. Let's talk about sales. All right, so let's start with Tamara, since you've already mentioned. First and foremost, what should be happening is we should be giving a bid on site, and the way that should, for all residential and any commercial that's under $1,500 a month or something small enough where you can kind of in your head do, I know what this costs, like, the 1 and 2 time a week accounts that aren't massive, should be massive paying conversation, commitment. Great, how committed are you to get this solved right away? I'm 1,000% committed. For the residential, awesome. We can get that done for $400 a month. I can get you on the schedule right now. Just sign the, authorize the credit card, and we'll get you on the schedule. So it should all be done right now. There should be no, let me call back later. And because the same thing, we do all this time getting them into this place where they're the most in tune with what this is costing them and how frustrating it is, and the most committed to solve the problem. We're like, okay, now let's deal with it later. Not interested. It's like the old joke Jerry Seinfeld does when, you're ordering the food, you're like, more appetizers and more desserts, food for everybody. And then the bill comes and everyone's full. And we're like, who ordered all this food? I'm not even hungry. Like, that's what we are with our sales process when we want to make the offer, present the bill when they're the most hungry, not 2 weeks later when they're like, I don't even remember why I called you out here. So that said, walk me through, there should be no, she won't call me back. There should be, I have her credit card, she's on the schedule. There's nothing else really to talk about, but what am I missing?
Yeah. So that was part of the issue, was that, when I got there, because when we were on the phone, I felt like everything was good. Like, she was ready. She was like, I need everything in order, deep clean everything. And then she was going to get on the schedule. And so when I got there, there was this, kind of change in her, that she was like, well, I just really want the deep clean, but I don't know that I can do the recurring right now. And it was like almost like a tricksy to get me out there to like go for the deep clean. And
so then I'm just going to go through the sales process.
Okay.
And if she truly wants a one-time clean, I'm going to go, great, I'm not the right person. Goodbye.
Okay.
So there's nothing like, even if she quote unquote tricked you, which is a little weird, because why? And I would just be honest. I'm got to be honest with you, Tamara. We talked on the phone. You said you were super whatever, and now you're not. We don't do one-time cleans. So if you want some help really solving a problem, let's have a conversation. If you just want a one-time clean, I told you we don't do that. So everybody, the goal is not to try and sell people into crap they don't want. It's to find people that are your perfect prospects and help them. So if she doesn't want it, go ahead. I
still have it in my mind too. Like, she says, yes, I do want recurring cleaning. And it's like sort of in my mind, like, well, then like a strategy. Well, sure, I'll give her the one-time clean, and then she knows who to call when she wants to sign up for recurring. I guess that's kind of how I took it, but I was caught off guard. And so I thought, well, you know what? I'll just do the clean, and then she'll know who to call when she's ready for recurring. Oh yeah. Don't do that. That again, that's what systems are, is making the decisions when we're in our right mind and not on the time. So the beautiful thing about smoking is my identity is not a smoker. So if we're in an event and Christian lights up a cigarette and goes, do you want to smoke? I don't have to go through the process of, well, hold on. Well, what's the timing? Do I like smoking? Well, I don't know if I want to smoke. I'm like, no, I don't smoke. So I've made that decision. I don't have to. How terrible would it be if every time someone offered me a cigarette or whatever, I'm like, I don't know, let me think that through. Like, it would be awful. And then I'd probably make a bad decision sometime. So what I want all of you guys to do is not go, I'm someone who's trying not to do other cleans, but I really need money and blah, 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 because that identity is going to kick you right in the bits. You just go, I know who my clients are. I'm going to scale like a son of a bitch. I'm going to hit my goal regardless of this lady. And I know I'm laser focused on what I want. So I have people all the time offering me lots of money to speak or to do this or do that. That would be good one-time money, but I know what I believe God put me on this earth to do, and it's for you guys. And if I'm futzing around with other stuff, even it might be a good short-term nickel, long-term it's going to hurt you guys. And that's not only where my bread is buttered, but what my passion is about. So I get there's a cost of
we both have a limited amount. We all have a limited amount of time and money. And I think we're pretty clear on money. Well, if I spend this $100 or $1,000 here, I cannot spend it there. So we're pretty protective of our money, but we don't, it takes a while. Once you start getting to say no to better and better things, you'll start being more protective over your time. Cause just like, yes, if I spend $1,000 on this, I can't spend on that, but I can go get another $1,000. All that we spend an hour here together, you couldn't be spending it with your family or building your business or working out or whatever you need. But you can't go make this hour back. It's gone forever. So we want to get you to the point where you're much more protective over your time. And even if it is a one-time clean, she's like, oh, I was a liar when we first started and I'm not wildly truthful, but would you like to do business with me? No, I don't know. I'm not going to call her a liar to her face, but in my business, I'm like, so you lied to me to get me out here and you're trying to manipulate me. No, you're not. I wouldn't even think about it. Cause she says, do you want to do a one-time clean? Oh, I don't do one-time cleans. Like, just like a cigarette. You want a cigarette? I don't think about it. I don't smoke. There's nothing, really for me to go through. So it's more the idea. I don't care whether you do a one-time slay or not, who cares? It doesn't really mean anything. Your identity of, I need money. The systems and processes I have won't work. I've got to go around them to make sure I don't starve. These are the beliefs I'm a little more red flagged about than wasting your time or booking a call with this lady. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then to kind of piggyback with that, the bid that I guess I didn't get was similar in the sense that she said on the phone she was the sole decision maker, and that her husband wouldn't need to be there, because I said, okay, I want to make sure everybody's there. We all, like you say, and we get there and I do the walkthrough and everything, and it completely threw me off. I gave her the bid and she said, well, I'm going to have to talk it over with my husband. And so I was thrown off because I was like, wait a second, am I going crazy? Like, did I not talk to her? Cause I had like 6 bid calls in 1 week. And so I was like scrambling.
You guys hear the humble Brad? I'm so sorry. I've just got so many bids. I can't even keep them straight. Like, you guys know how it is when there's just like 1,000 bids. Anyway, go ahead, Deborah. I just want everyone to catch the humble brag. Like, I get bid after bid after bid. Everyone's got all this money.
No, I was so
frustrating. I can't even keep up with my bids. I don't know about you guys.
Stop. No, but I really was genuinely confused. And I was like, did I get that confirmation from her? And so I was just kind of like, oh, okay. And I didn't.
So here we go. Let's walk through. Here's what I want to make sure we do. And here's what I want to make sure we don't do. And I do it too, by the way. So it's not healthy when I do it. It's not healthy when you guys do it. Because it's part of what makes us good salespeople is we give a shit about the people we're talking to, right? So I get wrapped up in someone like that son of a, especially me, because I'm to my bones. I believe we can change. If I make someone an offer, I don't make them an offer. I'm like, we can change this guy's life. And when they say no, I want to punch somebody. So I start making up all sorts of stories about this one person. And I started same thing. One person a week ago said, well, I don't like getting paid every other week. And then we turn this into a story of everyone wants to get paid weekly. And if I don't do that, I'm going to, we expand. One lady said she didn't need her husband, then she did. And then we make it into this story. So another reason we want so many reps is we don't have to do that. When you get one sales call per month, and that's the only feedback you get, it's really hard to get over that. But when you have 20, you're like, and again, this is residential. For commercial, I mean, goodness, if we can get you like 2 to 6, 2 to 8, actually let's go in money for commercial, $5,000 to $20,000 a month of bids, we're square. But for residential, you should be doing it so often. It's the same freaking conversation. You can't even remember. You're just like next. So the cool thing is once you've had so many of those bids, you won't get one. So the real solution is follow the process every time and get better at the process and don't worry about the outcome. Yeah. One of my sales trainers explains it in a really good way. Just pretend God told you tomorrow, you got to serve 20 of my children this month and give them value, make them, give them your attention, your time, the most valuable resource you have, help them get clarity, have a good conversation with them and love and serve them. You're going to get paid on 15. I'll worry about which 15. That's not your problem. You love them and serve them all. I'll make sure you get paid. So that way, when they don't buy, you're like, I'm here to serve and love. And I know my financial needs are going to get met. This guy or gal, that's his deal with God as to whether I'm the one to help him. That's not what I'm here for. So it frees you up to when they go, I just want it one time. Easy peasy. We don't do that. When you have a real problem, give me a call. Sorry to waste your time. Just start walking. And by the way, when I have my car dealership, any of you guys have been to a car dealership, people typically, probably not in Canada because they're nice, but in America, the sales guy's like at the door when you open, like, hey, what's going on? Can I help you? And people don't like it. It freaks them the hell out. So we did the opposite. We would be, and it was in Phoenix. Oftentimes it was hot. So they'd be on the lot. We'd give them a good couple minutes before anything happened. And then a guy would walk up like 20 yards away. Hey, plenty of cars out here. It's hot out. We don't want to bug you. So if you need help, just let me know. And they just literally turn around and walk away. 80% of the people, hold on. I need some help. So it changed from us like, what's going on? Da, da, da. And them going, oh, geez, leave me the hell alone, to please, sir, could you come help me? Oh, sure, I'd be happy to. The dynamic's super important. So when you go out, like, I got to sell this lady, and she said this, and she's got to do the husband. When you're just like, okie dokie, well, we're not looking for people that don't have a real problem or want a one-time thing. I'm looking for people that have this very specific problem that we're the best in the world to solve. If you ain't that, see ya. Just walk away and watch us. Well, hold on. I got, but when you're like, well, I can do one time and it's okay if your husband's not here. We could, and you start kind of negotiating on your own standards. She's like, oh, I see who's in charge here. And you're here to sell me something. You're not here to help me. But when you're like, I'm real good at this problem and that's what I solve. And if you don't have that problem, there's nothing for us to talk about. Well, can I get a bid? Don't you want my money? Not particularly. You don't have a problem I solve. And then they'll start either go, great, which saves everyone a bunch of time, or they'll start selling you. No, I might have it. I could need. And that's a much better dynamic. So we want them to go, wait, hold on, I need help. Come back. Yes. Leave me alone. Never. I just walk away. And if they let you go, great. And if they call you back, great. All better than like kind of pouncing.
Yeah. I feel really good about you saying that because I used those two instances on a call that I had yesterday. And I was like, that is not going to happen when I go out there tomorrow. And I made sure I was like, I gave her a price range because I don't want them to be surprised when I go out there. Like it could be this high. And she was like, oh, that's totally within my budget. Like she was like ready to give me her credit card then. And so I was like, okay, that's who I want to go see tomorrow. So
beautiful. The key thing I heard you say is I wasn't going to make that mistake again. So we're all going to screw up on sales calls, including myself. Everybody is. If the standard is perfection, you should all quit because none of us are. But the standard could be I only make mistakes once. That is because then what'll happen is your mistakes will just be less and less and less and be smaller and smaller. So it's a really good, effective mindset to adopt is that ain't happening again. I paid the price with that lady. Fine. College tuition paid. I'm not going to go redo that course. I'm going to learn new things on this call. Well, here we are, the end of the podcast, and you made it. Great job. I've got a little bonus for you for sticking through with me. But like I mentioned before, if you got value out of this podcast and you want to show a little love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever the heck you're listening to this thing. Share with a friend. Share the love. And as a special thank you for those of you that stuck with me to the end, how about I give you my personal phone number so we can text? It's a great way for me to get to know you, your business, your goals personally. So shoot me a text now, 602-932-6431. That's 602-932-6431. I am the only one who responds to these texts, and I will personally respond to everyone I possibly can as long as this number is manned. Don't know how long we're going to keep this at the end of the podcast, so grab it now, 602-932-6431. Give me a text, say hey, can't wait to meet you.